Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with Internal Revenue Service. I've worked thousands of cases. I worked at IRS for a decade. I've been outside doing tax defense for, 4 decades. I have a whole team of agents. You can look at my website at 777irs.com and you can see my team. I've been on the news a lot. You can see all my videos. Question always comes up: if I don't pay, if I can't pay IRS, should I call IRS? Well, at some point in time, you're going to have to call IRS. IRS sends you bunches of letters: LT 14, 501, 503, 504, 1058 in about 5 to 6 months after you file your return. If you don't call them, the computer is going to send out a bank levy and a wage garnishment and or a federal tax lien. Someone is going to have to call them. But should you do it is really the question. Well, if you know what's going to happen when you call the 1-800 number, call them. If you don't call them. Why? You're going to wind up probably with a payment agreement you're not going to want to have. Why is that? Am I telling you to call a professional? Well, if you don't have the money, you can't. You're going to have to do this yourself. If you have the money, you should. Why? This is how you can wind up with a payment agreement and you're not even aware of it. IRS looks at your assets and they look at your income and your expenses. What most people do not know is IRS has a set of standards that they're going to put in for your expenses. The Department of Labor has a guideline for every county. You may put your expenses in there. IRS is going to say, we're not going to allow yours. We're going to only allow ours. You want to know what those are? Go to IRS or just go on your computer. IRS National Standards for Food and Clothing. IRS National Standards for housing and utilities, IRS National Standards for car expenses, IRS National Standards for car payment. I do this so long I get on a freeze. They're gonna put those figures on your financial statement. If you have more than that, and most people do, you're going to wind up with a payment agreement, and that's not really healthy. So if you can't pay your taxes, someone is going to have to call. But the question is, should you do it? Well, if you feel confident in knowing what the IRS standards are, go ahead and call them. But you're going to have about 4 or 5 months to decide. But remember, penalties and interest run. If you need me, you got my number somewhere on my site. Give me a subscription if you would. I give you all the information you need. Thank you so much.